In the mid-1990s, two of the biggest names in hip-hop were standing side by side. Snoop Dogg was already becoming one of the smoothest and most recognizable voices in rap music. His calm delivery, laid-back style, and major success with albums like Doggy Style made him a superstar across America and around the world. At the same time, Tupac was becoming known for his emotional storytelling, powerful energy, and unforgettable presence. When Tupac joined Death Row Records in 1995 after leaving prison, fans saw something special happen almost immediately. Snoop Dogg and Tupac looked like the perfect team. One had a calm and smooth personality, while the other brought intense passion and emotion into every room. Together, they represented the biggest label in hip-hop at the time. People close to the label often described the early connection between the two artists as friendly and respectful. They performed together, appeared in interviews together, and spent time around the same circle of producers, artists, and executives. Fans loved seeing them together because their personalities were different but balanced each other perfectly. During concerts and public appearances, the chemistry between Snoop Dogg and Tupac felt natural. Cameras often captured them smiling, laughing, and enjoying the attention that came with their massive success. To many fans, it looked like the beginning of a legendary partnership that could last for years. At the time, hip-hop itself was growing faster than ever before. Music videos were becoming bigger, rap albums were selling millions of copies, and artists were turning into global celebrities. Both Snoop Dogg and Tupac were at the center of that movement. Their names were constantly in magazines, on television, and across radio stations. But behind the fame and success, pressure was building around the music industry. Labels were competing against each other, artists were constantly being compared, and public attention was becoming more intense. As time passed, the atmosphere around Death Row Records became more complicated. Fame was growing quickly, but so was pressure. Every artist connected to the label faced constant media attention. Interviews were analyzed heavily, and fans often turned simple comments into major discussions. One of the most talked about moments came after Snoop Dogg appeared in interviews where he expressed a more peaceful attitude during a period when tensions inside hip-hop culture were very high. Snoop's personality had always been calmer and more relaxed compared to many others around him. He often preferred avoiding unnecessary negativity and wanted to focus more on music and personal growth. But not everyone interpreted those interviews the same way. Some people around the label reportedly felt Snoop was not fully supporting the aggressive public image connected to the company at the time. Among those paying close attention was Tupac. Tupac was extremely passionate and deeply emotional about loyalty, friendship, and public support. He believed strongly in standing together with the people around him, especially during difficult moments. Because of that mindset, certain interviews and public comments began affecting the relationship between him and Snoop Dogg. Fans started noticing small changes. Public appearances felt slightly different. The energy between the two artists no longer looked as natural as before. Interviews became more serious, and rumors about tension slowly began spreading through magazines and television programs. It is important to understand that much of this distance happened quietly. There were no constant public arguments between them. Instead, there were misunderstandings, emotional reactions, outside opinions, and growing pressure from the music industry itself. Snoop Dogg later explained in interviews years afterward that he still respected Tupac deeply, but the environment around them during that period became extremely stressful. In September 1996, the world of music changed forever after the tragic passing of Tupac. Fans across the world were shocked and heartbroken. He was only 25 years old, yet his influence on music, culture, and storytelling had already become historic. For Snoop Dogg, the loss was deeply personal. Even though distance had grown between them during their final months together, the memories of friendship, music, and shared success still remained. Over the years, Snoop Dogg spoke openly in interviews about the complicated emotions he carried after Tupac's passing. He explained that he wished more peace and understanding could have existed during that final chapter of their friendship. He also shared that losing someone so young changed the way he viewed life, loyalty, and communication. As the years passed, Snoop often honored Tupac's legacy during performances, interviews, and public conversations. Instead of focusing only on tension or misunderstanding, he spoke more about Tupac's talent, intelligence, passion, and influence on music history. Fans also began revisiting old videos and performances of the two artists together. Many people noticed how genuine their early friendship looked before outside pressure slowly changed the atmosphere around them. Those moments became emotional reminders of what once existed between two major stars during one of the most important eras in hip-hop history. Today, the story of Snoop Dogg and Tupac is remembered not simply because of fame, but because it reflects how pressure, misunderstanding, and public attention can affect even the strongest friendships. Their story also reminds fans that artists are human beings dealing with emotions, expectations, stress, and constant attention from the world around them. Behind the music videos, magazine covers, and concerts were two young men trying to navigate success during an intense moment in entertainment history.